Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day to each and everyone. I am Haula Paramata Pagayawan from CPE 108 Section VV and I am going to discuss the lesson entitled Subject-Centered Design. Now this curriculum design models has three types to be exact. First, we have the subject-centered design, learner-centered design, and problem-centered design. So I am going to discuss subject-centered design, and the other two designs I believe were discussed by other reporters. Now, without further ado, let's get started. So what is subject-centered design? Subject-centered design, this is a curriculum design that focuses on the content of the curriculum. So from the keyword subject, it mainly talks about the content of the curriculum. So the key phrase for this design is focuses on the content of the curriculum. Now, this corresponds mostly to the textbooks because so why does it correspond mostly to textbooks? Because textbooks are usually written based on the subject or the course which is being tackled. Now, Henry Morrison and William Harris are few of the curricularists that firmly believe in this design. Now, most of the schools use this kind of structure and curriculum design which aim for excellence in a specific subject discipline design. So, bakit nasabi natin most of the schools use this kind of structure and curriculum design? It is because as we practice also here in the Philippines is yung school hours is divided into different subjects. So we have mathematics, English, science, language, or English, and so on and so forth. So yung subjects na yun is fairly divided into hours or they were given allotted time para i-discuss yung mga subjects na yun for one whole day. And now also is ang one school year is divided quarterly or per sem para i-discuss or i-tackle yung buong subject. And because of this, because may fair allotted time na binigay is dahil doon, we aim for excellence in the subject or specific subject discipline design. So parang mamamaster ng student equally yung mga subjects na yon. Now, let us proceed to the variations of this subject-centered design. So first, we have subject design, second, discipline design, third, correlation design, and lastly, broad field design or interdisciplinary. Now, subject design. What subjects are you teaching? What subject are you taking? So these questions are the questions that can be easily answered by the teachers and the learners. Let us proceed. Subject design is the oldest and so far the most familiar design for teachers, parents, and other laymen. It is also a traditional approach to teaching and learning. So why? Malalaman natin yan as we go through. Now, it was also said that this design has advantage and disadvantage. So first, let us tackle its advantages. It's easy to deliver and teachers are familiar with the format because they were educated using also the design. So since teachers are also taught using this kind of format, so mas madali nilang i-deliver or mas madali nilang magturo sa mga learners, sa students using this curriculum design. And also, textbooks are written and support materials are commercially available. So as I've mentioned a while ago, since ang subject-centered is talagang pinagkukunan or ang main instructional material niya is textbooks. So since textbooks are kahit saan mo naman siya mahanap sa libraries, sa national bookstores, and even sa online sites, sa online selling sites, mahanap mo dun yung libro. So talagang convenient and of course, considered advantage of the subject design. Now, what are its disadvantages? So first, learning is compartmentalized. So when you say compartmentalized, parang nakakulong lang siya. Parang nasa four corners lang siya ng pages ng libro. Since yun nga, focus siya sa content, so hindi masyadong ma-explore yung interest or yung experience or yung gusto or talent ng bata or the learners. Also, teachers become the dispenser of knowledge, and the learners are simply the empty vessel to receive the information or content from the teacher. So, since focus lang tayo sa content or nilalaman ng subject, teachers most likely study the subject, then they become the dispenser. So, silang nagtuturo, sila lang ang magbibigay or magko-convey ng content ng libro or ng subject. And dahil doon, learners tend to be an empty vessel and tend to be passive. So, tanggap lang sila ng tanggap without even considering or exploring their talents, experiences, and all other interests. So, yun ang naging disadvantage niya. And because of this is also considered traditional approach. Kasi yun nga, 'di ba? Traditional approach is yung teacher lang most likely ang gumagawa ng learning process or yung nagtuturo or nagko-convey. Now, let us proceed to second variation. We have discipline design. So, our core key phrase for this is focuses on academic disciplines. So, what are these disciplines? So, discipline refers to specific knowledge learned through a method which the scholars use to study specific content of their fields. Now, in simpler terms, or for an example, para mas madaling maintindihan, if you are a math student, so kailangan mong matutunan kung paano natuto yung mga mathematicians. If you are a history student, so kailangan mong matuto kung paano natuto ang mga historians. Kung teacher ka, and if you are a student and desire to be a teacher, so kailangan mong matutunan kung paano natuto ang mga teachers. So you are going to learn specific knowledge with how the scholars of that specific knowledge used to study the same content. And because of that, ang teachers should teach how the scholars in the discipline will convey the particular knowledge. Kaya nga tayo naghahanap ng graduates ng mathematician para magturo ng math sa mga bata. Kaya tayo naghahanap ng engineer graduate na magtuturo sa mga bata kung paano maging engineer. Kasi dahil same sila ng pinag-aralan, dahil alam nila yung specific knowledge na yon, they most likely know how to convey that particular knowledge. Imagine nyo na lang kung teacher ka, tapos ang nagtuturo sa'yo engineer. So, most likely, if you desire to be a teacher, hindi ka magiging teacher, kundi matututo ka kung paano maging engineer. Now, this discipline design model of curriculum is often used in college. So, as per given example kanina, marirealize talaga natin na this type of design is used in college. So, kanina from subject design, ginagamit sa elementary, sa high school, nag-mature ang students and nag-proceed sa paghahanap ng career path, and of course, nagbago ang type ng curriculum design na gagamitin para sa learner. Now, third, we have correlation design. Ang keyword is core. Now, coming from a core, correlated curriculum design links separate subjects in order to reduce fragmentation. So, maghahanap tayo ng core subject, pinaka-core subject na magko-connect sa magkakaibang subject para ma-reduce ang fragmentation or para maliit na lang yung aaralin natin. So, for an example, ang literature is connected siya sa English or language. Similar with science. Science ang core subject. Related siya sa math, sa physics, sa biology, and chemistry. Kaya parang nare-realize natin na parang paulit-ulit yung subjects. For an example, kapag sa physics ka, bigla mong manonotice na naulit mo na yung subject na yun or yung chapter na yun sa mathematics because of the same formula. So yun, may core subject kayo, tapos yung core subject na yun is linked or correlated sa separate subjects. Now, these subjects are related to one another and still maintain their identity. So, as we observe, na kahit related sila sa isa't isa, still nag-remain yung identity nila. May mga portion pa rin ng subject na yun na hindi kasali sa ganitong subject, tulad ng math, may mga portion pa rin sa math na hindi kasali sa science, may mga portion ng chemistry na hindi kasali sa science. So, ganon. Still maintain their identity. Now, teachers should convey if we are going to use correlation design, teachers should come together and plan their lessons cooperatively. So, if your chemistry teacher, kailangan mo makipag-usap or makipag-cooperate sa science teachers or mathematics teachers to do accordingly your syllables. Now, let us proceed. Lastly, we have the broad field design or interdisciplinary. We have here geography, economics, political science, anthropology, sociology, and history is to social studies. So, bakit ito? Now, this design was made to cure compartmentalization of the separate subjects and integrate the contents that are related to one another. So, instead of mag-focus tayo sa nilalaman ng libro or kung ano lang yung nilalaman ng subject is ng separate subject na yun. So, we'll connect or draw theme in order to integrate that separate subject. So, we have here, as I've read a while ago, yung example natin na geography, economics, political science, anthropology, sociology, and history is to social studies. So, bakit? We'll go through. Malalaman rin natin. Now, this design is also considered holistic curriculum because broad fields draw around themes and integration. So, itong mga subjects na nandito, itong 6 subjects, nagdraw tayo ng nagdraw tayo ng theme. So, ano ba yung common theme na mahanap natin dito? We have people or society. And since may common sila, magdodraw tayo. Or, since may common theme sila, is these subjects were associated to this field of social studies. So, interdisciplinary design is similar to thematic design, where a specific theme is identified and all other subject areas revolve around the theme. So, bakit under sa social studies? Because social studies mainly focus on people or society, and these subjects na under sa social studies tulad ng geography, economics, political science, anthropology, sociology, and history, although alam natin na they still have their own identity, but still they mainly revolve around the theme of people or society. So, kaya siya naging interdisciplinary because of such disciplines that were interrelated to one another. And I guess that will be all. And we have here a summary of subject-centered design. So first, we have the subject design. So what are the subject are you taking, or what subject are you teaching? Are most likely questions that can be answered by the learners and students using this design. Discipline design, kailangan mong matutunan yung specific knowledge kung paano natutunan ng mga scholars. Now, in correlation design, maghanap ka ng core subject na magli-link sa other separate subjects. And lastly, broad field design or interdisciplinary, maghanap kayo ng theme, common theme for all those subjects, and then relate it or interrelate it with each other para makadraw kayo ng same field or to come up with the same one field. So, I guess that would be all, and thank you for listening. Bye!